And now, podcasting from the sun-scorched desert Southwest, weighing in at a combined total of 340 pounds, Brad Winchester, Tyler McDowell Blanken, are Gimmick Infringement.
Welcome, everybody, to the Gimmick Infringement Podcast. I am Brad Winchester, and with me is my tag team partner, Tyler McDowell Blanken. Tyler, it is Thursday, March 3rd, 2022. We are just a few days removed from one of the most exciting wrestling cards in my memory. How are you feeling today?
Brad, I'm excited. This is maybe not even one of, maybe in fact the most exciting.
Hot take Ty right out the gate.
Hot take, hey, Bobby. Yeah, man, it might be a hot take, but I think it's absolutely an accurate one. It's great to see you, and I can't wait to get your thoughts on the big show this Sunday. How are you feeling about it?
I feel great, and it's likewise. It's always great to see you. It might not be a hot take, but it is hot in Arizona right now. I'm looking forward to the weather cooling off. I am pumped for this weekend. I'm eternally bummed by Sunday pay-per-views, but I feel the same way about the Super Bowl. Why aren't we doing this thing on Saturday? Why is it on a Sunday? It doesn't make any sense.
So much better than before.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a late night. I have a feeling we're gonna be recording immediately afterward for the normal pod. I probably won't sleep, and you know what? That's okay, because spring break is right around the corner.
Yes, it is. And I was gonna say, I believe correct me if I'm wrong, the reasoning for the Sunday pay-per-view is because Saturday there's a UFC show.
Yep.
And I saw these dudes on ESPN during the week. Colby Covington, or as I like to call him, MAGA Ken, against Jorge Masvidal, who we've seen. Thank you. I've been holding that all week.
Got you, Poppy. That's so good.
Yeah. I meant to send that to you and Tanisha Singleton, Dr. Tanisha Singleton, fellow 19 Media member. I wanted to just drop it on HD of the I Have Questions podcast. Please support her. She is so great. But yeah, man, that card is headlined by MAGA Ken versus Jorge Masvidal. And I'm just like, who's trying to watch that over Revolution?
Is it the battle for the QAnon belt? I know he has the BMF title, yeah, but I don't know. I feel like it's conspiracy theory city. So I maybe people are going to watch that because it's probably going to be a good fight. Covington and Masvidal will probably be a great fight.
Well, they've really built it like they were friends and now they're bitter enemies. They've sold their asses off in terms of making it an attraction.
And I was a big Masvidal fan before the pandemic. Then
I didn't know that.
Then he's so entertaining to watch, man. Just the super necessary promo, and what do you say? Like, I gave him a 3-piece and a soda when he punched that dude that was talking mess in the hallway.
Is it just total shades of wrestling? Like
absolutely
the overlap between MMA and professional wrestling is like it's just so obvious. To me.
And it goes back to what we were talking about last week, which probably had a lot of people clicking away. It's separating the art from the artist. I really like Jorge Masvidal, but he is also Cuban Miami is a complicated place. I'll leave it at that. So I totally understand it. It's not necessarily for me, but I understand where it's coming from. But man, that dude he's just a quote machine, an absolute quote making machine. So that's the part, like you said, it's shades of wrestling. That's the reason that I appreciated him so much. It was like watching a pro wrestler.
Right. And on the opposite end, for Covington, I mean, it's like the Floyd Mayweather deal of you're going to get people to pay just to see him get his ass kicked. Whether he does or not, you're still going to get a portion of the audience that just wants to see this guy, get beaten badly.
Like the Pauls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
nobody's tuning in to see them win.
Yeah. The highest money fighters.
Yeah.
Logan and Jake Paul?
Yeah, Logan and Jake, yeah.
I forget which one. I think Jake is like the big money draw, right?
I don't know.
I don't know, bro.
I think so.
Hook is choking either of these dudes out. Let's be honest. I don't need any of the Paul brothers at WrestleMania. I know we have to have a celebrity deal, but it doesn't speak to me, man. But going back to our original point, I can't wait to dive into this Revolution card. It looks amazing to me. I'm so stoked to be here with you, bro.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. But before we can get to Revolution, we have to get to a few things. Number one, well, really number two, I'll go reverse. Number two, we got to talk about Rampage this Friday, tomorrow, as we record this, and do our predictions for that, because that in turn affects the card for Sunday. Before that, though, Tony Khan made a huge announcement yesterday on Dynamite. I almost called in the emergency pod, but I thought, hey, we're doing this today. We may as well save it. Yeah, we may as well save it. I don't want to overdo it. I'm already pretty tired. And it's going to be a late one tonight. And listen, man, Ring of Honor has been purchased by Tony Khan. I find that language interesting. It has been purchased by Tony Khan, not by AEW, but that makes sense that Tony Khan would acquire it, because AEW is not a publicly traded company. So it is going to be incredibly interesting to see what they do with the full library, with the roster, with belts, with preserving. If he keeps it as maybe Dark goes away and Ring of Honor becomes the new Dark, or I don't really know what happens, because I know he respects Ring of Honor as a company and a promotion. Maybe he just keeps Ring of Honor running as Ring of Honor, and they just have talent going back and forth. I'm not really sure how that works. That's probably thoughts for a different time when we get more information. But what were your thoughts about the acquisition of Ring of Honor by Tony Khan?
Yeah, I mean, Brad, that kicked off yesterday's Dynamite. As we record this, yesterday, Dynamite took place. Man, I have a few thoughts. So one, I am definitely not as well versed on Ring of Honor, I think, as others in the community. I know it bred a lot of our favorite stars of today.
Right.
But I just have so much respect for the impact it's had in the business, even if I didn't maybe follow it firsthand. Two things stick out to me. One, I think this could be really awesome if Ring of Honor is now sort of reestablished under Tony Khan, and we can have some of our AEW wrestlers on Ring of Honor, especially those who maybe aren't finding consistent TV time, or even younger talent. Kind of like you said, I don't know if this maybe replaces Dark or is just another kind of branch. I heard the comparison of like this Ring of Honor could be AEW's NXT. I'm not sure if that makes a whole lot of sense, but if it's operating as its own sort of deal, I love the idea of having talent from the AEW roster being able to shine over there. Secondly, I also heard this floated out in the community. Could this lead to Cody Rhodes, our favorite babyface, being the head booker or head person of Ring of Honor? Could this just be, I think even maybe you brought this up to me, Brad, via text. Could this be a way for Cody to, will this be Cody's return, is overseeing this? I'm really excited. I don't know what's going to take place in the coming weeks and coming months, but I think that Tony Khan has proven to be pretty shrewd. And like he said during his promo to open Dynamite, he is one of us in terms of just loving this. And I think he really wants to, pun intended, honor the legacy of Ring of Honor. And if this leads to more wrestling content under the AEW umbrella, I think that's a win for all of us. How about you?
Totally agree. I think this could be this could be a way for All In too. This could be, listen, man, like we had it last year within AEW, but maybe this is a battle of the belts situation, and we can have Ring of Honor champ versus AEW champ. I saw somebody bring up a unification match, but I don't want that. I just want to see two dudes wrestle. We don't need to have them take a belt and merge it.
We're already getting that at WrestleMania.
Yeah, don't call
it our night two main event.
But according to them, they're having a unification match, but it sounds like they're not going to unify it, which means one of them is probably just going to turn into something else. They'll unveil a new belt or something, the Galactic Champion or some shit. Like it's probably what we're going to get. I don't know.
For those listening, rest assured, we will have a WrestleMania preview. We will
a big one.
We will have.
I think
we will have thoughts on that at a later date. Don't you worry.
Yeah, that'll be a 6-hour show from us. It's a 2-night Mania. Good Lord, we're gonna be here for years talking.
Yes.
And I'm okay with that. Hopefully with guests and hopefully with surprises, but really excited about that. But I'm more excited for this right now. Let's get into Rampage this week. Probably the most important match on the card, and I'm not sure if it necessarily is the Christian Cage versus Ethan Page. This is one of those matches we kind of joked about in the past that we want Ethan Page, Adam Page, Christian Cage in a cage. We want that, but I don't know how I feel about this. We haven't seen Christian Cage wrestle in a while, and now he's back, which I'm excited about. But it feels sort of like a letdown almost for a match I should be really excited about, and it's just sort of like I found out about it on the show last week that he's also going to be in it. So I'm not really sure what to make of it. I hope Ethan Page wins. I'd like to see him in that match because he's just so unbelievably strong. So having him in there with some giant dudes, I think could be really, really great. But Christian Cage makes a ton of sense in a ladder match. A ton of sense. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yes, he makes a lot of sense. I like you, lean toward giving it to the younger guy in this case, giving it to all ego. But yeah, Christian does have that legacy. And feel free to jump in, Brad. The last meaningful match that I can think of Christian Cage being in was maybe the All Out main event against Kenny Omega for the main title. I know we've seen him wrestle since then. They had that, I think, that street fight actually at Full Gear.
Right. Oh,
Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Along with Christian Cage. But in terms of a single, I'm just trying to think what has he done recently in the ring, and I'm having trouble coming up with it. So
nothing.
This one is really hard, man. I think you can tell by my long response here. I don't know who's going to win this match. I could really see it going either way. I'll predict Ethan Page wins. I think we'll already see Christian out there for the tag team title match, supporting his guys.
Yeah.
But I would not be surprised whatsoever if Christian wins this, simply due to his legacy being in ladder matches. Are you picking Christian?
No, I think I'm going to go with Ethan Page. I want to see Christian in there, but I think we're going to see Christian later in the night, maybe going face to face with the brother of Matt Hardy. I really think we're going to get that. If not, we get it on the show the next week. We absolutely get that face to face. How could we not? We got it with Christian and Matt. We're definitely going to get it with Christian and Jeff, and that match will be a banger.
Well, and I was thinking just about what we've seen out of Ethan Page, and I want to say he may have debuted in the Face of the Revolution ladder match a year or two ago.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was either
his debut. He was like the surprise.
Yes, it was. You're right. Yes, it was. Because we got
check this beforehand. I hope I'm not wrong.
No. You're right. I remember the ladder match. Yep, he debuted at the ladder match because otherwise it would have been Double or Nothing. But that was Leo.
Yeah. Right. So
who then immediately retired.
Right.
and then came back. Yeah.
Right. You can obviously be in more than one Face of the Revolution ladder match, but I just picked Ethan, but part of me thinks, we just saw him in one not too long ago. Maybe Christian does get the nod. Regardless, I don't think the winner of Friday's match is going to be the winner of the ladder match on Sunday. I'll say that.
What's on
that? I'm definitive about. I don't think either guy's going to win it.
What are they getting off the top? Because they got rid of the brass ring, didn't they?
I was going to say, it was a brass ring before. Has that changed?
When Scorpio won, it was, but I don't think it was last year at the ladder match. I think they got rid of it because it was so stupid.
Yeah, it was a bit on the nose.
Unbelievably terrible.
I don't think it was a briefcase. Huh?
I don't know if it was. I don't know what it was. I don't remember. I'll have to look.
Yeah, I thought it was still the brass ring.
Maybe it was. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they just changed the size because that thing was like Scorpio pulled down that thing and looked like Sonic the Hedgehog. It was way too. It was way too big. Yeah,
love Sonic.
Yeah,
I think you'll pop listeners with that one. That was a good reference.
Just absolutely huge. Okay, yes. Keith Lee. Keith Lee is going to be in a match. We don't know what match. It's going to be probably Ricky or Powerhouse Hobbs. And I don't really care what happens here. I don't think we need to predict it. Let's just watch it and find out. Serena Deeb, 5-minute challenge. My guess is that it really is just a 5-minute challenge. We get another rookie coming out. She eats the rook. Pin. Maybe we get a debut. Maybe the rookie that I thought the perfect rookie, I still say this, except now it doesn't work, would have been Jade Cargill coming out and then just killing Serena.
You did mention that.
But her 1-year debut anniversary was like yesterday or something. So I don't know if you could consider her rookie anymore. But maybe she's got the 20-some matches. She hasn't even reached 30 yet. So, and then we have the TNT title triple threat match. Okay, this we got to talk about this for a second. Yeah,
yes, we do.
This is
hose required.
Number one, that Dynamite show was an incredible go home match. More, we'll talk about that more on Sunday probably. Great go home. But Rampage, I believe, is live this week, not taped.
It is,
and to me, when they say we have a live show, I expect something big is going to happen, and not just to go home, but something big is going to happen, which probably means we're getting a title change because they wouldn't want to spoil it in a tape show. But it could also mean somebody showing up. I don't really know. I can't see. It has to be either of those two things. Somebody is showing up on this show, or a title is being changed on this show, and we know the only title that's being changed here that can change is this. My prediction, Andrade, new champ, pins Darby Allin to win it.
I completely agree with you, actually. Yeah, awesome. You were creating this incredible build. I thought I was just going to polish it off at the end there with my bold prediction, Brad. But I agree with you for all the reasons you mentioned. It's a live show, and I think there's been a history of something major happening at these live shows. Although I've thoroughly enjoyed Sammy's reign, I really think he's one of my favorite people in the ring. I mean,
agreed.
His offense, the whole presentation is just star. But yeah, man, I not only could I see it, I, like you, predict Andrade El Idolo is going to leave Rampage with the TNT belt. I think it makes a ton of sense. I love your idea of him pinning Darby, because I do think that we'll get to this soon. I do think that Team Darby wins on Sunday.
I agree.
I don't think Sting is losing ever. Which is perfect.
I know.
That could. I mean, I know we don't always want to see 50-50 booking, but in my mind, it makes sense that Team Babyface would get the win on Sunday, but Andrade would be holding that gold. And I don't think we're going to get a surprise. I think we've been just flooded with great surprises lately. I agree. I don't see another surprise happening on Friday.
The only thing I could see is like Gresham showing up. Now that Ring of Honor is part of AEW or something like that. But I don't know what their contract status is. I don't know whose rights belong to whom at this point. There's so much to unpack there that I feel like I just want to wait and let it sit, because it's almost overwhelming trying to put all those puzzle pieces together. I think about that all the time. Every time I think about the WWE selling, I'm like, okay, but what about the Fox contract? And what about this contract? And what if, I don't know, what if Time Warner buys out the WWE? What does that mean for AEW and the same company? And now that they're all one big thing, does that mean we get crossover and overlap, or how does Fox? And it's just mind boggling.
I just love all this, man. I love pro wrestling.
Me too.
I love where we're at right now.
It's the best. It's the best. I'm always going to say that I'm a mark for the Attitude Era. I loved it because everybody was a star. Everybody was a star. WCW, ECW, WWF, incredible. And I feel like we're there again because all of these different options we have, except I don't care if anybody wins. We just have really incredible wrestling right now. It's so much fun to watch. It's the best it's been in 25 years, I feel like. Or close to.
Yes, I think our timing of launching Gimmick Infringement was just perfect, man. I think it was October of 2021.
Debut of CM Punk.
Yes. And you would think that maybe that was sort of the zenith of what we would get in wrestling for the next few years, but not at all, man.
No.
Punk's debut, and there's just been announcement, surprise, announcement, match after match that are just, I think, continuing to reignite our collective love for this. It's just, what an exciting time, man.
Punk debuted, and the following weekend we got Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
Those debuts. That was something special.
Or maybe it was 2 weekends. I don't care. Who cares? I don't care.
Long after, right.
Yeah, it was awesome. Everything was awesome. Speaking of, let's get into the show. Let's get into the pay-per-view. We're 20 minutes in. I feel good about that. Even though, holy crap, it's 20 minutes in. We'll go in the order which we have here, which might actually end up looking like the card, I think. We have the pre-shows. You want to give us what the pre-shows are?
Yeah, man, absolutely. So this is not taking place in Daly's Place. This is going to be from the Addition Financial Arena in Orlando, Florida. So I guess not too far of a drive,
right?
I'm guessing. I know we have some Florida peeps in 19. So Warren Shaw, Stephen Cameron. Hopefully they'll confirm it's not too far of a drive for the talent. But on the pre-show, man, these are already, in my opinion, potential pay-per-view worthy matches.
Yep.
Legit Layla Hirsch, versus the Galaxy's greatest alien, Chris Statlander, and then QT Marshall versus the cold-hearted, handsome devil, Hook. Brad, I know you're just as stoked as I am for these two.
Yeah.
Thoughts, predictions? Who's winning?
I think Statlander beats Layla, but I could see that. I can see that one going either way because Layla needs it more than Statlander. They're trying to build this character up. We've loved Layla since we've seen her.
Yeah,
she's just this small powerhouse, absolute powerhouse, shoot wrestler, tree trunks, just walking around on tree trunks.
City.
Good Lord.
Do you think it's maybe a DQ of some sort since it is on the pre-show?
I could see that.
They're going to run it back probably. Right?
I hope not, but yeah. I think this goes for a while. Okay. I want Statlander in the title picture at all times. I want another Statlander Jamie Hayter match.
She's amazing.
Now that I've said that, though, I want to pump the brakes for a second. Have you watched Dynamite yet?
Yes, I did.
What did you think about the women's match?
Yeah, you gave me a heads up that it maybe wasn't the best women's tag we've ever seen. I agreed with you. I don't see how you can disagree with this point. It was just very sloppy.
Yeah.
And it seemed like the timing was off for all four competitors. I think given what we know of the talent of each of those women, Dr. Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, Mercedes Martinez, Thunder Rosa, these are all incredible talents. It just something didn't click there. It wasn't awesome.
Yeah, and it was the thing I was most excited about on the card outside of the Tony Khan announcement. I was like, oh, this is going to be so much fun. This is great because we get this before Revolution. There was like a whiffed kick, some really awkward spots like, wait, no, go over here. And it was just very sloppy. It felt bad.
Up. Like, I'm about to take this power bomb, but let me set myself up.
Yes.
It's just like, no, that kind of... that's not helping me suspend my disbelief.
No, it's not. I was like, oh, they're doing a stunt. That's all I could think is like, who's on the top of the pyramid? That's all I could think. And that bummed me out a lot because we know that they're laying their stuff in. We got like Britt isn't a slouch by any stretch, but she ain't hitting like the other three. She's not hitting like Mercedes. She's not hitting like Thunder. Nobody's hitting like Thunder in there. But we've seen Hayter lay him in too, but Hayter looked out of her element. Mercedes looked really rusty. Thunder looked like she was trying to pull the match together. Britt really didn't do much in this match. I felt like she was just sort of there.
I did appreciate the Thunder driver at the end to pin Britt, which I thought was interesting. I probably shouldn't get too ahead of myself, but I was surprised at the finish that Thunder pinned Britt to get the win. I wonder what the implications may be for their match on this pay-per-view.
Maybe they build it like Riho. I think they bring up that Britt can't beat Thunder the way that they did Britt can't beat Riho, and then we had those matches. They'll bring that up maybe on Rampage. It'll happen again because Thunder Rosa has been coming out there really confident, really cocky. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't really know. I'm with you, man. I don't really know how they build that. I don't know what they do with it. So it's going to be interesting. Well, do you want to save the prediction? Or
I think we
okay.
should save it.
Okay.
I think for that first one though, Layla and Chris.
Oof.
I think we're gonna see this again, unlike the men's pre-show match. But I'm gonna predict Layla, man. I think legit Layla walks away with the win on this.
I think so too. She's been built as just this evil character. I'm still thinking about that chair kick to Statlander, and it's just good lord.
She needs it more.
I'm afraid of given that there's some talent on the roster, that especially if this shows up on Rampage, knowing what we know about some of the commentators that are specifically on Rampage, that I'm afraid that there's going to be some 90s commentary happening because of the Russian lineage. I'm a little bit scared that something's going to get brought up by some of the older hats. That concerns me, because I don't want her to end up being a heel. They've made too much out of it about being adopted. So,
right. Well, and Chris's comments about her being adopted on the show. I mean, Chris is
it made me want to root for Layla as I am adopted.
I was gonna say that's so that's so interesting, because Chris is, a huge baby face, but those comments, even it's interesting, because even if Layla Hirsch is a nasty heel, I think for a lot of the audience, when Chris said, I understand why you were adopted, because you're a POS basically, it's like, oh, that may be a little too far.
Yeah,
I think it's just so funny, not funny. I just find it interesting, the psychology of it, right? Like with the MJF promo, and then with Chris saying the adopted line, there are some comments that really, I think, hit our heartstrings. And I know this is a show, but also I can't root for Chris in this match after she threw out an adopted dig. That's one step too far.
Yeah, it's pretty trash,
right?
Wasn't a big fan of that. I didn't like that. That's why, but that has me concerned. If that's allowed to slip, what else is going to happen here? So who knows?
Yeah. I'm gonna go Layla, but that's a great point about her Russian heritage. I certainly hope that I hope that won't be an issue.
Yeah, I hope so. The next match, though, on the pre-show is the one I think you and I are the most excited for. This is one of my favorite matches on this card, and it's not even on the card.
It's going to be fun.
Amazing. It's QT Marshall versus Hook. I'm picking Hook. I'm not.
Of course. Agreed.
I think it'll be one of his longest matches. I think QT has earned that as the guy who trains all the guys that Hook has eaten, minus Serpentico, which is still... Serpentico as a comic character, as a comic wrestler, is pitch perfect. He has been wonderful.
Yeah, I didn't realize he's doing that thing on Dark. Maybe he's
with
been
Chaos
doing this
Project
for a while. Yeah. But
the entire time.
I didn't realize though, during their entrance, Luther grabs him by like the ear, or something, and sort of drags him or pulls him to the ring, and it's just very kind of Flintstone like comedy.
Yeah.
I just realized that recently.
He's entertaining.
Totally a comedy character.
I'm telling you, man, one of my favorite moments of the year was on Dark Elevation, and it was, I want to say it was Page, Silver, and Reynolds in a trios match against Serpentico and then two other people. It might have been Private Party or something.
The Good, the Bad, the Hunky. Okay, we love that trio.
Yes, and it was Serpentico on the top rope, and they all caught him just standing there in the ring staring at him, knowing he's about to try a move, and he goes... Sign of the cross, goes for a crossbody, and they all just walk away, and he just face plants onto the mat. It's amazing. It's so funny. Yeah, I love this. So knowing that QT, aside from Serpentico, has trained all of these other wrestlers, and Hook's beaten them and then choked them out for a little extra sauce afterward, and then just left. No respect, back turned and everything. But QT also having a hand in training Hook. It's a compelling story. He's been to the factory. I'm sure QT is still his trainer. At least one of them. I know when you look at Hook's bio, it's trained by QT Marshall and Taz,
right. Yes.
Which is obviously Taz is going to have his hand in there. It's his son. There's just no way he loses here. He's going to kill QT, but I think QT will stretch him and get cocky, and then Hook will get those like really fast judo body blows in, and then I don't know, Tazplex into a red rum. I don't know. I really know.
I have nothing to add. I agree with you. I am intrigued by this potentially being Hook's longest match. I think that would make a lot of sense, but the finish unquestionably is Hook winning, and I think this pre-show will be a blast.
The only thing I hope we get to see, and I don't know if it's going to happen, this is my hope, we'll call it fantasy booking, is that the factory starts getting involved and Taz gets involved. He gets off commentary. He's like, all right, I'm done with this, and goes out and gives somebody a Taz mission at the same time as Hook is choking out QT.
Wow.
I want to see it.
Okay.
I want to see it.
I would not be opposed to that whatsoever, Brad.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Will we get that? Probably not. But I hope
probably
we do.
not. But
hope
we
do.
We can dream.
Okay, on to the rest of the card. Let's go TBS title match. It's Jade Cargill with Smart Mark Sterling against Ty Conti with Anna Jay. We'll see how long they last at ringside. My prediction for this is what it always is with Jade. Jade wins. And my guess is that the two on the outside are going to get involved with each other and then get thrown out. That's my prediction.
Yeah, that would make sense. I kind of selfishly want to see Sterling take a bump. I still but I reminisce.
Queen Slayer to Sterling?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to see. I still reminisce about John Silver delivering the Brain Buster.
So
Sterling
good.
During the Anna Jade match. It was so good.
Shocking and brutal, and all of it was great.
I think I texted you. I believe this was a Rampage match a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
and it looked snug, too.
Yeah, it did.
My God.
It's on the outside. It's not like he's got anywhere soft to land.
And then Sterling was wearing the neck brace for... Sterling is just great character. I thoroughly enjoy him.
So do I, yeah.
You know, And you know I'm a big Conti fan. I really think they have a high bar to reach based on how much, how I think universally praised the Anna Jade match was. Arguably Jade's best match to date. And maybe even Anna Jay's as well.
Yeah.
Barring the hardcore tag match that her and Ty won. Yeah, I have high hopes for this, man.
Me too.
I love both of these women, and I agree with you that Jade will definitely get the win for sure. I think. Yeah,
unless there's some tomfoolery that happens during the match, I don't think there's any chance that Ty's going to win. But
no.
But I think we're going to have a really good match. I think she comes. I wonder what she looks like. Does she go same gear or same kind of get up as her Brit match? Because that ruled the face paint, the hair.
Yeah. I think we're going to get some phenomenal gear for both
I can't. I'm excited.
I think it'll be something different.
Sure.
Yeah, probably something even different than the Brit match for Conti. And I'm sure Jade will pull out something awesome as well. It seems like she often tweets about gear and hair and other ideas for her look. So this should be a blast. Especially
the Riddler fit. The Riddler fit.
Yeah. Regardless, Jade absolutely picks up the W, and I think they're gonna have a banger here.
Yeah, I agree. Really excited about this. We have the next match is the 6-man tornado tag team match, which is really exciting. This is the one we kind of alluded to earlier. I'm pumped for this. I don't know what it means, but I'm pumped for this. Is this what exactly is a tornado tag team match, Tyler?
I have no idea. I picture, to me, this kind of feels like when Darby and Sting took on the Men of the Year. I believe that was a traditional tag match.
Yeah.
But we saw all 4 men going at it.
Got it.
Often, right? Like you remember when Sting had that dive?
Yeah.
Off. I think he took his shirt off and then dove onto Men of the Year. So for me, it just obviously I think we're going to abandon tag rules completely.
Well, you are. So that I just looked it up. Both sides
are just going to go at it, right?
Yeah, a tornado match is just it's everybody at the same time, no tags. Yep,
3-on-3. So that should be perfect. I think this.
That's going to be fun.
This does not need to go 20 minutes. If it goes maybe 10, I think that will be great. I was concerned about this match initially, Brad, because I thought maybe we were going to get this and not the TBS on the card, but B, it just felt like the match was made a bit randomly. And although I've enjoyed parts of AHFO versus Darby and Sting, specifically the fact that Andrade just isn't willing to acknowledge that Darby doesn't work.
Yes,
for Sting. He just
so good.
He can't.
It's
Yeah,
so
he
good,
can't. He can't look past that. The talents involved are just so good. And if the match I'm quote unquote least excited for involves Sting,
yeah,
along with the incredible young talent in this, I mean, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape as compared to, say, Full Gear when we had American Top Team versus Inner Circle, and I don't know if any of us really enjoyed that. This should rule.
Was that the Minneapolis street fight?
The Minneapolis street
Jesus,
fight. Thank you.
worst.
That was it. Yeah. To me, that in some ways kind of feels like this in terms of not super stoked for it, but I have hopes that it's going to far exceed my expectations just based on the talent in it.
Yeah.
I think what AEW has done with the booking of Sting has been incredible. I believe he's undefeated in AEW. And I'm going to predict that the babyfaces get the win here. I'm rolling with Sting, Darby, and Sammy G.
Yeah, that's easy. I'm picking it too. And there's a couple of things here. I think all of what you said, all of it, every bit of it, we're going to have really great spots. We're going to have really great moments. Everybody's going to get to shine. That's how they book it in AEW. Everybody gets their moment. Unless it's a squash, which then it's like, holy hell, this is a big name that squashed a big name. That rarely happens. All that being said, no question that the babyfaces win. Isaiah Cassidy is with Mark Wen and Andrade. The entire office is there, essentially, minus Butcher, Blade, and Bunny, which I have a feeling they're going to get involved in some way, maybe at the end. This is what breaks Matt Hardy. This is it. It's time to leave. He's going to push both of them. He's going to freak out or something, and then he's going to get up doing his giggles or something. I don't know if he goes broken because we're getting lots of teases of him saying it's time to go extreme, Team Extreme. So maybe we get Team Extreme back, but I have a feeling it'll be more Broken and Nero. But I don't know. No question. Whatever happens, this breaks Matt Hardy. I don't think we get Jeff at the pay-per-view. I think it.
You read my mind. I was just itching to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Just itching, Brad.
I don't think so, but I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up. I think that if this is where we see Matt lose it, then Dynamite is the place that it makes perfect sense to have him show up.
Yeah, well said, my friend. I'm just going to agree with you on this. This is absolutely the end of Hardy and the AHFO, and I think we're on to even more exciting business for him, like you said, moving forward.
Last time we had a pay-per-view, I believe it was the last time that we had the pay-per-view, or the one before that. I don't remember which one it was. You missed a great match. It was Orange Cassidy, and I think it was Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus wrestling somebody on a pre-show. You did not see it, my friend. You can't make the same mistake again. You have to order this on Bleacher Report. If you order it on Fight TV using your credits, because I know you have ordered your fair share of either NWA shows or Impact Wrestling shows to get the free credit.
Empower was good, man. I really enjoyed Empower.
Yeah.
The actual NWA stuff with the guys, no, but Empower was fun.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for clarifying that, so people didn't think you're a Titus Mark. There's absolutely, absolutely.
That was witty. I'll give you that.
Absolutely.
He's so bad. Like, why is that? Like, it's not even that he pulls in. He's not even a draw.
No. Well,
like,
he is.
Are you getting the Fox News contingent of fans crossing over to your product?
He's a draw if you consider Gravity. All right, moving on. Jurassic Park, I just called Jurassic Express. Jurassic Park is a film franchise Steven Spielberg gave to us in the 90s. Thank you, Steven. Jurassic Express and Jungle Boy it's a wrestler given to us probably in the 90s. Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, current tag team champions against Red Dragon and the Young Bucks. Man, this is the perfect time to say Jurassic Express retains. They keep the straps. They beat the two best teams in the entire company. I don't see that happening. I see Red Dragon winning. I see them taking the belts. I see that fueling a feud between the Young Bucks. That being said, I think I'm going to pick Jurassic Express to retain because of all of those things. Swerve City.
Wow. Yeah, man, you truly have some hot takes. That actually would be pretty awesome. And if we end up getting Red Dragon dropping the belts to Proud and Powerful.
Yep. All
down the line, who I think should be the next champs.
Or at this point, we get the Briscoes.
I mean, that's not impossible.
That'd be amazing.
I agree with you. I think Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy retain here. I really believe they need... I think this is their first pay-per-view title defense.
Yep.
I think they need, and frankly, they deserve a pay-per-view defense. I don't foresee their reign lasting for the entire year. I would even say maybe they drop it at Double or Nothing. I need them to have a signature win here, Brad, and I think this will just continue the ongoing feud between Red Dragon and Young Bucks, which I'll talk about a little bit more later with another match. This is perfect. One side costs the other the match. I'm assuming maybe Young Bucks take the pin, and Luchasaurus and our guy Jungle Jack walk out with those tag straps. They're gonna retain.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I want to see this. I want to see the Elite. I want to see them fight the Super Elite. I want to see Adam Cole have to pick a side. I would love to see Adam Cole pick the side of the Young Bucks to swerve everybody and make them think they're reuniting the Undisputed Era. But then Kenny shows back up and sides with Red Dragon. I think that would be amazing. I would love that. I mean, just fantasy booking, I guess, until Oney Lorcan shows up. Okay. Our next match on the card, a non-title match that feels as important as any match on this card. Bryan Danielson against Jon Moxley, a match that we have never seen against those two names. Tyler, how are you feeling about this particular match?
For those who listen to Gimmick Infringement, it should come as no surprise that I am so excited about this. These are two of my favorite wrestlers in the world. I am just I just geek out for both of these entrances in particular for different reasons. Like, Bryan Danielson is just so cool, and he doesn't need to do the yes thing anymore. If you notice, the dude just comes out shirtless. Never wears his own merch, by the way, which might be the coolest thing a wrestler's ever done.
Yeah. Yes.
Either a white tee or just bare-chested. He walks out, Brad, and just poses, and everyone loves him, even though he's a total bad guy. And then you know how I feel about Jon Moxley. Pound for pound, definitely in my top 3 favorite wrestlers, probably even number 1. Once Wild Thing plays and he does the mannerisms, and I love Brad when he throws the water bottle and kicks the chair. It just gets me every single time. I cannot wait for this. This is I think one of the main event of a pay-per-view quality matches on the card. All that being said, really intriguing storyline here in terms of what happens in this match and then after. I'm going to predict that Jon Moxley wins clean, obviously. And I would just love to see their potential understudies come out at the end of the match. Maybe it's a total bloodbath between these two. Moxley wins, and then you have... this isn't my original thought, but then you have Daniel Garcia, Lee Moriarty, maybe Wheeler Yuta come out and something is there. Maybe not even attack any of the guys, but just sort of like have
acknowledge them.
Like, is this going to be a thing? I don't know. Tune in on Wednesday.
Yeah, yes.
Regardless, Danielson's been kicking ass and taking names.
Kicking in heads.
Everywhere since losing to Hangman. So I think Moxie, frankly, needs this win more. What are your thoughts heading into this one?
Yeah, he hasn't had a signature win since he's been back. He's had a win since he's been back, but not like he hasn't beaten Bryan Danielson. I'll put it that way.
Exactly.
So I want to see this so badly because Mox's biggest win was with CM Punk so far since he's been back, which was awesome.
Yeah, beating FTR.
Yes.
That was so good.
I love FTR, man. I want to see them get the title back. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm with you. I think I see Jon Moxley winning. I can see Moxley winning, and instead of gloating, getting up and going like, yeah, let's do this. If Moxley wins, he joins up. If Danielson wins, I don't think there's a stable there. I think Danielson just keeps kicking his head and saying, join me or something, join me, and stomping on him. And then somebody comes out. Maybe that's when we get the guys you mentioned. That Danielson Garcia match was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, great technical wrestling.
Lee versus Danielson was incredible.
Lee did not look ready to take those chops. He did not look ready for those.
Very snug.
Yeah.
Very snug.
But yeah,
I can't wait for this one.
Yeah, agreed.
And
this is the match of the night for me. This is going to take I think this takes the pay-per-view.
There you go. You know good and well that if your prediction comes true and Moxley wins and they have a moment of mutual respect, the crowd is going to be given the yes. Like, please give us the Danielson Mox Dojo. We want it. Tickets sold.
Oh my gosh.
I think there's no way to do this match wrong, but I'm pretty convinced Mox wins. This one isn't even like a 50-50 or I had to struggle to decide this. I think Mox for sure picks up the W here.
I hope he does, and I hope that they form a dojo. I hope that it becomes a thing. I want to see that more than I want to see the match. So I'm more excited for the after the match than I am for the match itself. But man, I can't wait for this match though. I think it's going to be a classic. I think it's one we'll be talking about for a while. Our next match on the card is a match that I'm also really excited about. That separating art from the artist here, I am a huge Chris Jericho fan. I will always be a Chris Jericho fan. That character has just meant so much to me. And he's fighting Eddie Kingston, who currently means so much to me because, my God, both of these guys, they're just incredible, man. They're good. They're really good on the mic. Eddie Kingston is better than Jericho at this point in his career on the mic. I think Jericho relies too much on things he's done in the past, and he's very polished with those things. But Eddie Kingston is just like, I'm just going to say what's on my mind, and it's going to sound great, and it's going to be awesome, and then we're going to fight, and I'm just going to throw potatoes in your face. Both of these guys seem to work really, really, really snug. So I think this one's going to be fun to watch.
I do too. This has been a really fun build.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of a short build, but really the tension between, you have Kingston on one side, Jericho on the other, proud and powerful, stuck in the middle. It's been going on for several weeks. I think Kingston needs this win more than Jericho does. What Jericho's been saying about, you have Hangman Page as the champ, you have Sammy Guevara as TNT champ, blah blah blah. But me, Chris Jericho, I am the person you need to beat to prove yourself here. I think there's some validity to that. Jericho's been pretty protected. He was the first champion, as we know, and since then, if he's had a loss, it's felt like a big deal. Kingston needs this. Kingston lost to CM Punk. Kingston lost to Miro. All of these being pay-per-view matches. If Eddie Kingston loses, we riot. Right?
Yep,
it would
agreed.
It would make no sense. The whole storyline is being Eddie never wins the big one. Imagine the pop when Eddie gets the 1, 2, 3 on Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm a little worried, but I'm also excited for it. That this is the turn, proud and powerful. This is the turn away from the inner circle that they get involved. Distraction finish. They take out Jericho and Eddie gets the pin. I feel like that's a possibility. Maybe even Sammy comes out, does something. Maybe he's back, or maybe Eddie pins Jericho and then Eddie joins the inner circle. I don't know. I have no idea. Now that Sammy's not in there, I could see that happening, but I don't want to see it happen. I still need Eddie and Moxley. I still need them together. Put them back together. I want to see the John Moxley run, but
we had so much more to gain from that.
Yeah,
that partnership did not overstay its welcome.
No, it did not. And I know what's going to happen if he forms a dojo with Bryan Danielson. It's going to be, Eddie, you turned your back on me. This guy doesn't care about you. He only cares about himself and all that, which could be interesting, but we already saw that feud and we already saw him fight Danielson. But I would love it if Eddie ended up getting invited into the dojo if they do form it as one of the mentors, and maybe he just dips and says, no, I don't need this. I have no idea, but I love Eddie Kingston and he needs this win. I'm going to predict he wins. Our next match might be the potential for being the best ladder match, certainly of the evening. I don't know what it's going to look like when it's all said and done, because good God, they're just enormous human beings in this match. And I don't know how any of this is going to work. We have Keith Lee, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, and then some smaller dudes. The fact that those three absolute monsters might be falling off of or climbing up ladders. Dude, can you thunderous shaking of the earth if Keith Lee falls off a 10-foot ladder.
Yeah.
Good Lord. I don't even know who I want to win. The one, I guess I take that back. I would love Keith Lee to win, but I don't want him chasing the TNT belt. I want him after the AEW belt. But boy, do I want Wardlow to win. I want Wardlow to win. I want him out of there. And I want them to be like, well, he's TNT champ after he wins the belt. And that makes him under contract with TNT, which voids his contract with MJF. Yeet, 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 dead. I want to give it to me right now. That is going to be so good when it happens. That slap this week on Dynamite. Whoo, boy. I thought Wardlow was going to eat that, man. But I can't wait for this. Who is the last person in the match?
So that's going to be Christian. Oh, well, there's Orange Cassidy and then Christian Cage or Ethan Page.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't think either option. I don't want to steal your thunder. I'll go ahead and jump in. Everything you said times 10, and then I'll add that for Cage or Page, and then Orange Cassidy. To me, there's no way either is winning this. And similar to you, Brad, as much as I would love to see a Keith Lee victory, this could be a total swerve by AEW. But it seems like Keith Lee versus Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs is going to be its own thing coming out of this match. They have their own rivalry
Agreed.
built.
Yep.
So they're somehow going to cost each other. And then if we're saying Cage or Page and OC are not winning this because they don't need it, well, I mean, you could argue maybe Page could just use some more shine. But clearly, I think the pick has to be Wardlow, like you said, for us. This is so interesting because, like you, I love what they did with Wardlow on Dynamite. You mentioned the slap that MJF gave him. What popped me was when Sean Spears was going to hit Cesar Bononi with the chair. Yeah. Wardlow stopped him, and then just the body language and facial expressions between when Spears was really stepping to him, like, Wardlow
got right up in his face, man.
And then Wardlow stepped in
like a scared dog.
This is for our viewers on YouTube. They're just like nose to nose. And then did you notice Sean Spears' reaction when they were nose to nose? He goes, okay. Yes.
Yeah, he looked away like a dog.
Sean Spears was so good there. Yes.
Sean Spears is so underrated. In everything he does, he's a really good worker, but his expression, they're just absolutely killing it with this character. And I
former huge babyface in NXT, by the way.
His entrance is so good.
It is.
I want to see him get that entrance more often. The music, him sitting on the chair with the lights, it's so good.
Yeah, this match is going to be amazing. It's just so intriguing. Keith Lee, he confirmed in an interview, I forget with who, he's never had a ladder match before. Not even in WWE, just never in his career. So that's going to roll. Wild. And I don't see anyone else winning this except Wardlow. But me envisioning Wardlow winning, I then have the question, well, what happens? Does he... Because the winner of this match presumably gets a TNT shot on Wednesday's Dynamite. It's immediate. Yeah. If we're picking Andrade to be the TNT champ, so then we're going to get Andrade versus Wardlow. And then what does that look like? Does Wardlow... Maybe this is going too far ahead, but does Wardlow beat Andrade? Does MJF cost Wardlow the match? I don't know that I would love Wardlow going after the TNT belt as currently constructed. Yeah. But I also think that the dude is so white hot right now that we would all love him winning, and we trust that Tony Khan and company would figure out how to book this. I think Wardlow's got to win.
Wardlow has to win. No matter what happens, I can see Wardlow winning, and then Max taking his winning from him and using that to get his own TNT title shot. And then maybe Andrade just pays him not to take it. And now MJF makes a bunch of money from Andrade and doesn't do the match, and Wardlow's just out everything. And then he just decides to I don't know, to start punching him.
Yeah, for some reason I'm struggling with seeing Wardlow as having that TNT strap. But I love what you said about Keith Lee. If he's going to go for a belt, it needs to be the World Championship. I love that energy, Brad. That's the energy we need this year.
He's limitless.
And he is limitless. This match is going to hump. And I cannot wait to see it. I'll go with Wardlow, though, as my official prediction.
Awesome. All right, so we're on the same page with the ladder match. The next match we have is for the women's title. I'm not going to spend a long time on this. Thunder Rosa needs to win this belt. Britt had a run. It was fine. It wasn't great. It was underwhelming compared to her actually winning it, which was incredible. And everything since then has been sort of a step down, even though she's had some really good matches and she's had some really good promos. It's her being a heel, but trying to be a heel and doing heel stuff, but still being really over. So it's kind of confusing, which makes me not care about the belt as much. And I don't know if that made sense, but I'd like to see Thunder Rosa because I know she'll be a badass, but we also love her versus being a heel that we're not sure if we're supposed to love, which is where Brett is existing right now. So I'm just going to pick Thunder Rosa because she's white hot. She deserves the title. She deserves the strap. I want to see somebody new in that space. Maybe Britt wins it back. She'll win it again someday. But I think it's time to move on with that belt.
I agree with you. We're really harmonious on this this episode. This is the match I'm most looking forward to. Even though Wednesday's tag match didn't go super well, I've been looking forward to this match as our longtime listeners are aware of for a long time. I was hoping this would main event, but I guess I got to get over that. This is Thunder Rosa's time, man. I don't want them to... I'm worried based on the history of 50-50 booking in wrestling that because Rosa pinned Britt on Wednesday, that means she would lose this time. I don't want interference to cost her. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait till Double or Nothing. I really think you need to crown Thunder Rosa. You need to give her her flowers, and she needs to become champ. She gets some of the biggest reactions, it seems like, every week. Britt's reign. I think it needs to come to an end. We love Dr. Britt Baker, of course. Yeah. We both have the figure. But I think it's time to freshen up that belt. And Thunder Rosa's been ready. So I can't wait for this. I have high expectations. I hope they lay it in. I mean, we saw these two in a hardcore match that I think was on our match of the year list for many of us. Yeah, man, Thunder Rosa needs to win. This one I'm actually not very confident predicting. Something just tells me maybe they hold it off till that San Antonio show coming up, or
could be.
God forbid they wait till Double or Nothing. 2 months and change from now.
Right.
But I'm gonna pick with my heart, and I'm gonna say we get a new AEW Women's World Champion. Let's go Thunder Rosa.
All right, I'm with you. The next match is one that I'm struggling with picking because I feel like it's also based on the booking from the ladder match. I really do. CM Punk versus MJF dog collar match. I can't wait for this. Man, this feud has been so good. It's been so fun. So I'm really, really excited about this. We get CM Punk in the ring with MJF in dog collars. And I love all the nods that have been in there ever since I did not know the Ring of Honor speech when he left and won the title for the last time, that he's a snake. Listen, old man, or whatever it is, you stupid old man.
I didn't know that either. I saw it on Twitter like you.
Amazing. That was amazing long-term storytelling there.
Yep.
But also referring to the dog collar on Valentine's Day, saying, this is my Valentine to all of you. Obviously not anything to do with Valentine's Day, but with Greg the Hammer Valentine, famous for the dog collar match. It's so good. I love wrestling. I can't wait for this match. I think CM Punk gets the win in this match, and MJF could certainly use it more. So I'm picking CM Punk, but I'm also picking that if there is some kind of tomfoolery in the ladder match, that Wardlow, maybe he turns on MJF at this point, or maybe he just walks away from him when he's calling out for help or something like that. So we'll see what happens. Something's going to happen in that space, but I also, no matter what, I think Punk is going to win this. I think he has to. This will be their second match, correct? Because he had to beat.
Correct.
He had to win that tag
MJF
match.
beat
Yeah.
Yeah, and MJF beat Punk in Chicago.
Right. And
Twice.
then, yes,
Right.
twice, yeah.
Yeah, twice in the same night.
But he needed to win the tag match to get another shot. And then he did, and now we're in the dog collar match. And I have a feeling that once this one's over, maybe we get a rubber match. We get the best of 3. I would love them to do like Booker T style stuff here and do a best of 5 and just announce it. I like what they did with Pac and Andrade. I would have liked to see some more. Just call it what it is. Be like, yeah, this is the best of 5 series. Nobody's going to complain about that.
Right.
Yeah, we've seen it before.
I could even, I don't know if this would make a lot of sense, but I could even see them perhaps taking a break from this feud, and then maybe sometime down the line, maybe later this year, somehow we get that rubber match. Maybe when MJF is champ, let's say, right?
Yeah, that would be great.
This could be the main event of Full Gear. I don't know. I like you though, man. I was really swayed by Wednesday. I don't know if I'm too in my head about this 50-50 booking, because we know AEW doesn't always rely on that as a crutch. Right. But MJF beat the piss out of Punk. I must confess, I was a little uncomfortable with how much blood
it was bad.
Pouring. I winced a little bit, man. I don't always get like that, but you mentioned the squirting.
Oh, that was
out of
so
Punk's
gross.
Forehead.
When even like that, you could just see it a little bit.
And you watched it live, and then I caught the later edition, of course. And your description was so accurate, man. It was the white tees obviously were perfectly placed. We should have seen that as like an Easter egg. But based on how
Danielson tees.
Yes. Based on that was a great tweet by you. Based on how much CM Punk got roughed up, I'm also gonna pick CM Punk takes the win here. I love your idea of maybe there's some, like you said, tomfoolery or maybe Wardlow accidentally or intentionally cost MJF. I don't know what that's gonna look like, but I do think CM Punk leaves with his hand raised, and then, like you said, some point down the line, maybe not even immediately, we get that rubber match where hopefully MJF will be put over by Punk.
Yeah, and I don't know, is a dog collar match no DQ? I would assume it would have to be.
Yeah,
so
I think so.
So if it is, we're getting people interfering.
This is gonna be so brutal, man.
The
Cody Brody Lee one was brutal.
This will be worse. This will be so much worse.
That was on TNT. Yep. This is on pay-per-view. If the preview they gave us on Wednesday is any indication, this let's just say Freya will have to be on the tablet or just not in front of the TV for this.
Doc Samson's gonna have a busy night. They're gonna need a mop. It's gonna be carnage. I
don't know if I'm ready.
I don't know if I'm ready either. I'm scared. These matches always scare me. For those of you that don't know what a dog collar match is, if you're watching or listening, you've never seen one before, it's what it sounds like, only they are collared and tethered to each other with I don't know how much, like probably 10, 15 foot long chain, so they can't get away from each other. But it's a very real collar and it's a very real chain. And if they do a move over the ropes or through the ropes that goes wrong, people can die. And it is not as simple as they're just stuck together. It's legitimately dangerous. On top of that, they're going to be hitting each other with the chain, choking each other with the chain, which means we're going to get some juice. We already saw, like, hopefully CM Punk has recovered his platelets by now, because that dude was bleeding everywhere. Like, a can of red paint kicked over. Just absolutely nuts. And with those lights on that black mat, it looked like just red paint, legitimate red fire engine red paint. So I don't know what they're doing with the lighting there, but please stop that. That was disgusting. So I have a feeling we're going to see more of that in greater volume and in greater detail on Sunday. So scared but excited.
Perfect way to summarize it. Those are my feelings exactly.
Last match, man. The AEW World Championship. Hangman Adam Page against Adam Cole. Hangman retains here. He has to. I think it's going to be a great match, but I also need to see Hangman retain. If he doesn't, I'm not going to be surprised. But I always thought Hangman's run was going to be shorter, but after his couple of matches with Danielson, I was like, he might be on a run here until they build somebody really big. Nobody's built as big as Adam Cole right now. there are a few people. There's some people that are ready whenever. You could throw Punk in there. You could throw MJF in there. You could throw Wardlow in there if you wanted to. You could throw in a whole bunch of people. Moxley could go in there right now.
Yeah, and we still have the Hangman versus Mox, match that needs to happen.
Yes, agreed completely. Right. So there's a lot. I mean, there's just so many. Sammy versus Hangman would be great. There's just a lot of people right now that
whenever Miro comes back,
instant contender, right?
Whenever, and that's someone else.
I've been thinking about that a lot. Maybe
when he comes back,
huge baby face at that point.
And I think he is going absolutely based on how well his TNT title reign went. Yeah, I think he's absolutely being pole vaulted into the world title conversation.
I thought that title defense against Lance Archer was really fun, and I wasn't expecting it to be.
Yes.
And
delivered.
Yes.
The Danielson matches. I mean, his reign
has been great.
And a lot of us, I don't want to call out some of my friends. I'm talking to you, Carlos. A lot of us predicted, hey, you're over with Carlos, by the way. Like, we got to get Carlos on the pod sometime.
All right, well,
Shout
let's
out to
do
Carlos in Tucson. Such a great dude. I have to tell you the story about how we met at some point as well. Yeah, man, some people, Carlos included, were predicting that Hangman would have a super short reign, as in losing to Danielson right off the bat. And, Hangman's reign is just, I think, far exceeded a lot of our expectations. It's been awesome. And I think this match, although I wanted to slot in Dr. Britt versus Thunder Rosa, I think this match is going to deliver. I mean, just look at these two dudes. Do these two dudes ever not deliver? Adam Cole, champion wherever he's been, face of NXT, and then Hangman Page is just the best he's ever been. I mean, this match is going to be really fun. But
he's also been champion multiple promotions.
Yes.
So it's just, this match is going to rule. Those guys are going to put on a show.
Yes, they are. Give them 20 minutes.
Just the entrances alone.
Yes.
I love Adam Cole's entrance, but Hangman's is totally underrated.
It is. So although we agree that Hangman retains, let me ask, do we see the return of Kenny Omega during this match?
I don't think so.
Does he cost Adam Cole this match?
I don't think so. That recent interview made it sound like he still had another surgery to get. I don't know how much of that is him working us, but
I was just about to whisper in the mic. That's called the work.
Yeah. So it's either really legitimately a work, or he really can't get in, because if it's not life threatening right now, it's still hard to get in for surgery. So I really don't know there, and I also don't know where he is. Does he live in the States or does he live in Canada? So
I have no clue. If you kind of contrast this with the early days of AEW, he's not really needed right now.
Right.
Of course, like you said, we want the elite showdown to happen, but for all the talents you mentioned, Brad, we don't need Kenny Omega to rush back. Like maybe we would have wanted, I don't know, as recent as a year ago, 2 years ago. This roster's so deep that, Kenny, get your surgery, take your time. We'll be okay.
And when he comes back, it's going to be incrable. Like
Triple H like pop, right?
That much better, yeah. Well, I think about, I'm still so hyped about the Hangman Adam Page return after he had his kid, where it was the last person in the match.
He won that number one contenders.
Amazing. The crowd went nuts. Pop. Huge pop. That was so good. Yeah. I might, when we're done here, I'm going back and watching it.
Well, I can't help myself. Can we just give Hangman Page one more nod in that not only is he a great wrestler, but his response to Mayor Glenn Jacobs' tweet.
Oh my gosh.
We mentioned this on Sunday when it was really raw and fresh. Like this guy, not only was he a former teacher, I believe, but it seems like his, I don't know, values is the word we use on Gimmick Infringement. His values seem to be very much in line with us and perhaps a lot of our listeners. So, please don't take the belt off Hangman anytime in the near future. This dude is killing it.
That tweet is incredible. It's still one of the best. It's so good. And then to have the Acclaimed come out here a couple of days later, and in their rap, say, I don't even remember what the words were, but
like you all are less popular than Glenn Jacobs' tweets.
Yeah,
I forget what preceded that.
It's we're the reason you're all here in your seats or something.
Yes,
we're the reason the people are in their seats. y'all are less popular than Glenn Jacobs' tweets. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, something like that.
Yeah.
But it was just like, oh my God. I popped so huge for that. I was watching in the bedroom. I always stream in the bedroom so I don't have to subject the family to watching wrestling, because I'm sure Jess wouldn't appreciate it all the time. Although this Sunday she has no choice.
Shout out to Small Town USA though.
Yes, please.
Always killing it.
Check out the pod. They're putting out incredible work at a clip. They're working on some new stuff that sounds really exciting coming out soon. So Small Town USA, or check out 19 Media Group. See all of the stuff that 19 Media Group is putting out. We are a proud member of 19 Media Group, and we would love for you to check them out, as much as we would like you to go to gimmickinfringementpod.com to check out all of our offerings on the pod site, where the pod lives, where the YouTube playlist lives, where our writing lives, and we hope to grow soon. Check out Tyler's most recent piece. It's awesome, about Keith Lee debuting. You can check out my first piece about coming back to wrestling after losing wrestling for 20 years almost. And we have exciting stuff coming out soon. I know, Tyler, you have a personal piece coming out very soon that you're really hyped about.
Yeah, the Bachelor finale is upon us, Brad. I will have a piece, a preview, if you will, on the Bachelor finale very soon. Gimmick Infringement podcast.
Ooh, that was very sensual. Very, very sensual of you, the way that you spoke that into the microphone. Ladies, GI's most eligible bachelor. GI's only eligible bachelor. Which is really what it is. When I got the shout out to Alf, when he sent me the audio, I was like, wait a minute, it's GI's most eligible. It's like saying Freya's my favorite daughter. Like, only got the one, but here we are.
Yeah. That's that. I have nothing to add. That's really funny. Shout out to Alf, the voice of GI. We love Alf here.
Well, that's it, Tyler. Let's take us home.
Yeah, man, Brad, thank you for laying out those wonderful resources for us. Finally, you can follow Brad and I on Twitter. Brad is at Winduster. I'm at Tyler J. McDowell. You can follow the pod at GI Pod. Wait, GI Pod 19, right?
Yeah, yes.
Brad,
yes.
I almost fumbled that. I almost fumbled the bag.
Okay. Oh, no. Before you keep going, we have to address this just for a second. Let's go. Speaking of fumbling, we both got the name of your new segment wrong on the most recent episode.
Yes.
It was like a rose. What did you say?
With Tyler.
A rose with Tyler.
Tyler.
I was like, no, it's for Tyler, and then it's definitely from Tyler. Yeah.
It's from.
Okay. Anyway, GI Pod 19.
Embrace the mess.
Embrace
Pod
the
19.
Yeah.
And like Brad said, please follow the crew over at 19 Media Group. They're at 19M Group on Twitter. We hope you all enjoyed the episode. We appreciate the likes, the subscriptions, the shares. If you're enjoying this pod, please leave a review. Please share it with a friend in your life who perhaps also enjoys wrestling or also enjoys The Bachelor.
Or other tomfoolery.
Or other tomfoolery. And be well, be safe out there in these really wild times we live in. We hope you and yours are hanging in there, if not just flat out doing well. We hope you enjoy Revolution, and we will see you on the next episode of Gimmick Infringement. Gimmick Infringement is a part of 19 Media Group. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you find podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube via the 19 Media Group channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.